but I wasn't really vibing with her. And I ended up deciding to go with an unregistered midwife.
Did you have a doula at your birth?
So the midwife I ended up going with came with a doula that she worked with, who I also knew, and she was amazing.
So what was your reasons for wanting a doula?
The amount of support, having a doula for everyone involved, not just me, but the rest of my family and my older daughter too. I knew having a doula would be an excellent idea. It really kind of takes the pressure off other people, and they know what to do.
So why did you choose a midwife for your birth? And did you have a midwife for both of your births?
So I always knew I wanted a midwife. I knew that the typical medical standard of care isn't something that is super interesting for the way I like to live my life. I don't feel comfortable, and I wanted to feel safe and comfortable, and I knew with a doctor, when I had my first daughter, I had gone to see an OB/GYN, and I just didn't vibe with her. I really wanted a water birth with my first daughter, and the hospital could give a water birth, but the OB/GYN was like, no water birth. And so I knew right then I didn't want the OB/GYN. We didn't have the same ideas, so I went, okay, gonna try a midwife. And I had a great set of midwives for my first. I really wanted a home birth. Her dad did not want a home birth. He was really scared, and we had a lot of arguments over it. So I decided that I would just have a hospital birth.
Yeah, because you need that support. If you don't feel supported.
He was adamant that we were not gonna birth at home. I could have birthed at home. I almost birthed at home. By the time I got to the hospital with my older daughter, they were like, don't push, we can see her head. Stop pushing. And I was like, I can't, I'm pushing, I have to push. Like, my midwife wasn't there, my doula wasn't there.
Oh my
Like,
goodness.
I just got there in time. The nurse was delivering the baby.
Oh my
The
goodness.
student midwife was the first to show up, so she did most of it. So very different experience than my next birth at home. Which again, I knew straight away when I got pregnant I wanted to have a midwife for that. And then I ended up going with an unregistered midwife, which is quite a bit different and maybe could be scary for some. I was comfortable, and I knew I was going to be safe and fine having a home birth with her. I wasn't concerned about things. I had gone over what ifs already and what our plans would be. And to me, the hospital is an illusion of safety. Everything can still go wrong at the hospital. And I know they have machines and this and that. But to me, I feel like there is more of a chance things can go wrong because there's so many pushes for interventions or to speed your labor along. It felt like, to me, the hospital is where you go if you're sick. Why would I want to have my brand new baby with a brand new immune system in a hospital with all the germs? And I just didn't want.
It just wasn't for you.
It wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I get it. I've been at births in hospitals and it's gone great, and I have other friends who are happy with their hospital births. I just would not choose to have a hospital birth. If it happened that we ended up in the hospital, okay. And I'm appreciative that we have that option. But I would definitely prefer to birth at home.
Yeah, I feel you on that. So what are your feelings around birth?
So to me, birth is a natural thing. We have been doing this for thousands of years, and our bodies know what to do. Our babies know how to be born, and bodies know how to birth a baby. And I find in our culture it's so fear-based, and we're really disconnected from that part of life. I guess we don't have the same, we have hospitals, we have doctors. It's not like it was back in the day when everyone was around to see these huge families. Your mom was always giving birth, your aunt was, you were around it, and we now in society, we're not around it.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like a mystery and unknown and scary.
It's
So
scary with
it
movies and
is,
stuff,
yeah, and movies, and people tell these horrible stories. For me, I'm really excited about birth. I think it's a really extraordinary event and a beautiful event. I'm really happy that I have had that chance twice. Feel lucky to have experienced it in different ways. And I would totally have more children. I would give birth again. Maybe not in the moment if you ask me. I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Why? Forget. If it was so horrible, people would only have one child.
Yeah.
And I think of those other cultures where they don't have all the technology, the pain meds, the hospitals, they don't have that, and they are surrounded by other women, and it's this really special event, and they're not scared. This is just part of life.
And they have a lot of support.
Yeah,
from
they
other
have
women.
all this. Yeah, it's really. I like looking at the other more tribal cultures to look at, like, okay, this is what birth is really supposed to be like. It's not scary. It is just part of life.